I am very excited to share with you guys today my sourdough pancake recipe. It can be made with either an active starter, discard from a long fermented starter, or discard from a starter that you're currently trying to establish. It's super easy to make, and you will see that here. I will walk you through step by step, and this will quickly become a family favorite as it is within our home. So you first want to start out by putting in your starter, whether if it is already been sitting and fermenting and has nice and actively bubbly, or you can just pull it out from the refrigerator like I did and just adding in the discard. You can use any sweetener of your choice. I use honey. Also, you just need eggs, butter, salt, baking powder, and baking soda, pretty much everything that you already have within your pantry. Now, I will have this recipe up by Friday. I currently don't have it quite yet, but it will be up on my website by Friday. But it is the exact same recipe as my sourdough waffle recipe that I showed you guys last week. And I will link that down below in the description to my website. So if you're wanting to make this right away, you can print out that recipe and that will be available to you as of now. You'll just see the difference on how I make this in a cast iron, and of course you make waffles in a waffle maker or an iron. Now, to make this more protein packed, I have put in some protein powder, some vanilla protein powder. You don't have to put that in, it's still exactly the same recipe. It's so delicious. I just like to add that in for that little bit of extra protein. I find when we have more of a protein packed breakfast that we stay full longer and just have more energy, and it sustains us for, a longer period of time. Now, you want to make sure that you heat up your cast iron, not too hot. You don't want it to be smoking, which you'll see in a bit. My cast iron gets a bit too hot, starts to smoke a little bit. You just got to turn it down if that happens. And once your oil is nice and hot, then you can go ahead and add in your pancake mix. I like to make mine with coconut oil. You can use butter as well. I just have been using the coconut oil and it works very well. And making these and frying them a little bit in the cast iron, it honestly makes them taste like donuts. They're just honestly so good and so delicious. I really like them. So you first want to start off by putting a scoop of your batter into the skillet once it is nice and hot, and let it start to cook a bit, start to get a little bit bubbly before you add on any toppings. We like to have ours with little chocolate chips, but you could also put like fruit. You can put in some little blueberries, or you could put in some nuts, whatever you choose, or not put anything. That's fine as well too. They taste good either way. Once you start to see the ends, you'll see like the ends starting to build little holes in them. As they're starting to cook, you'll start seeing little divots and little holes. That's how you know that it is starting to be ready to flip and that it is already cooked on one side. Now, when you flip them, usually it kind of just goes a little bit everywhere. I sometimes get it to where I don't have any splattering anywhere, but if it does, it's not a huge problem at all. You just take your spatula and push it down around the sides, and it just cooks very nicely and it's very easy to do. Now, at any time if your skillet starts to become too hot, just make sure that you turn down the stove so it is not too hot. I cook mine on a medium low. That's what my skillet, with the heat that works for my skillet. But you'll have to kind of play around with the temperatures on your own stove and see which temperature and where you should have it at. You'll know very quickly. Now, this is a breakfast recipe that we just absolutely love. It is so good. It's within our rotation. We always make these, our sourdough pancake recipe, or we make our homemade from scratch waffle recipe, or also we like to make our cinnamon roll recipe, which that recipe is already up and available for you as well on my website, and I will link that down below. We really like using sourdough within our home for recipes within our diet, as it is very good for your body. Sourdough is long fermented, which means it helps nutrients to be more bioavailable to our bodies. So sourdough, it acts as a prebiotic, which means that it feeds the good bacteria within our gut, which helps in turn to aid in digestion. So the fermentation process of the starter, it pre-digests the phytic acid that is found within grains. Non-fermented grains have phytic acid, which makes it a lot harder for our bodies to break down and to digest. But when it is pre-digest through the fermentation process, our bodies are able to digest and absorb the nutrients more easily. So we really like making anything sourdough recipes and just using it within our rotation of what we make, especially within our breakfast. We just really like it a lot. And just like that, breakfast is ready within about 30 minutes from start to finish. It is a very quick and easy breakfast, which is what I really like as well. And I really like the fact that it doesn't make you feel all bloated either. It makes you feel just nice and full and just full of energy, and I really like that. Now, to add a little bit extra protein, I like to put a nut butter. You can put a nut butter of your choice. We like to use either almond butter or peanut butter, but you could either put that or not put that. That's just an extra way to make it have more protein. Also, to add a little bit extra to it, we like to put on chia seeds. Chia seeds are also really good for your body. They contain fiber and also give you a lot of energy, which is great, as I can definitely use energy, especially starting within the morning. I definitely recommend you trying this recipe. It is so good. It is really delicious. It is a delicious homemade from scratch recipe that I know you and your family will absolutely just love and enjoy. It is a definitely family favorite within our home and is one that I definitely highly recommend and suggest. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and as always, thank you and God bless.